I'm Joyce Rorie, and I'm going to tell you my story. I was born Marie Ida Tessier in 1947, and I've had several names since then. I became Joyce Fino, then I became Joyce Hernandez, back to Joyce Fino, and then now I am Joyce Rorie. And my story is quite an unusual one, at least for me. I was adopted by my parents in May of 1947. They were wonderful people. They raised me well. I went to good schools and I had a great life. Unfortunately, my mom passed away when I was 17, and they always told me I was adopted. However, I don't know much more than they told me when I was little. And as the years passed, when I was 21, I got married, and I decided my honeymoon was going to be to go to Canada. And I went to visit the orphanage, which was called Crest Juvel in Montreal. And it was quite an experience. I found out that my real mother was 15 when she gave birth to me, and that my father was in the Royal Mounted Police. And then I left there, and they said I was French-Canadian, so that's what I was kind of looking for. Years went by, I had my own family, and 10 years later I went and brought my children back there to see where I came from. And unfortunately the orphanage was closed. Therefore I closed the book and said, well, that's the end for me, and hopefully she has a good life. And I really never thought about a father. And here we are today, and 3 months ago, or 4 months ago, I sent in a DNA sample to see what nationality I was. My son gave me a gift to Ancestry.com, and I thought, well, this might be a good idea because they have questions as to what nationality they are. So I sent it in, and 6 weeks later, I got an answer with the percentages and the DNA segments and all that, and there was 2 people on there that matched me as close relatives. But I really didn't think that much about it because the next step was to have a family tree, and I didn't have a family tree. I didn't know anything about my mother other than her last name. So again, I said, oh well, that was a nice experience. At least I know my nationality. Well, lo and behold, about less than a month later, I get an email through Ancestry from a woman who lives in Ontario. And she said to me, if you're interested, I think that we're related, and I would like to carry it further. Would you be interested? And I did. And I found out the most wonderful news. I found out not only did I have a half-sister in her, I had another half-sister, and one in England, and 3 half-brothers. So far, I don't know much more than this, I have 7 half-brothers and sisters. And my husband and I went up to Canada last month, and we visited and met 3 of the 7. And it was a wonderful experience. And this is my story. I'm on my way. We'll be there in like 7 hours and 7.5 hours. So it's the beginning of my journey. So we're on our way off to Canada to see my sisters. We're really excited, and we'll fill you in when we get there. Well, we've been on the road for 5 hours, and we should be there in about another 2.5 hours. And it will be great to see my first sister. Won't be seeing the other sister until Thursday. So I'm excited about it. A little tired driving, but we'll get there soon.
How do you feel about this whole process?
Well, it's quite unique to find a family at my age, but it's a wonderful thing. Nothing, you know, I mean, I haven't met them yet. We've just been on the phone and doing FaceTime, but it'll be a little bit different in person, I'm sure.
How did you find them?
Well, my son gave me a gift card for Ancestry.com, and I hemmed and hawed about doing it because all I wanted to do was find out what nationality I was, and I did it, and I got a text or an email from one of my half-sisters in Eastern Ontario who knew about another half-sister in Quebec City, and the beat goes on, and we'll see who else pops up out of the woodwork. There's also a possible sister in England. So it's a very unique experience, to say the least. Stepped on your foot.
I said I'm not going to cry. I said I'm not going to cry.
Yeah, I know.
Jill, my God. Oh, it's so nice to see you.
Oh,
I'm
same
so
here.
happy to see you. I have been so stressed as Tom about you guys coming. Hi, I'm Sandy Alain, and this is my sister Joyce Fino Rorie.
Yes, hi. And this is my sister. We just found out that we're sisters, and we're very excited about it. We're now visiting Sandy and her husband Tom in Green Valley, Ontario, and my husband and I are from Dix Hills, New York.
Has it been exciting to meet?
Very exciting.
Tell me about it. What are your feelings?
Elation, joy, trepidation, stress, but overall, just really, really positive experience. Very happy to know my sister, to know that she's there, and just to have her in my life.
Joyce, how do you feel about it?
Well, we've been together for 2 days. We arrived here on Monday, and it's like we knew each other all our life. And that's really quite unusual, I think. And it makes me very happy.
Let me ask you, how did you both feel when you got the results back from your DNA test?
Well, when I got the results, I was a bit surprised because I thought that I would have Native American blood, and I don't. And just the combinations that were a bit different from what I expected. That was my big surprise. My bigger surprise was finding my sister Joyce and another sister, Pauline, who lives in England. Those were my big surprises.
I had no concept of the fact that I was going to find a sister. I thought that I was kind of looking just for my nationality, my roots, what I was born as, and I really never gave a second thought to the fact that I had a father and that I could have family from my father. And Sandy and I have the same father, as do 5 others.
Mm-hmm.
Have the same father.
That we know of.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that there might not be more, but we're not really sure. And tomorrow we are taking off from Green Valley, Ontario, to Quebec City to see another half-sister, also from our father, and hopefully her child and her brother. So this is just, incredible that you could find this much family. And we have to thank Ancestry.com for it, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. Well, I was born, which I always knew, in Montreal, Canada. I never saw a birth certificate, but I was born in an orphanage, I think, in an orphanage. At least my adoptive parents adopted me from an orphanage in Montreal called the Crèche de Yuvel. And that was 71 years ago. I was 3 months old when they adopted me, and they took me back to New York. So that's basically my history. And I lived in New York all my life, and at this age I found out that I have siblings?
I was born in Quebec City, in Canada, and my mother was English Welsh, and my father was French Irish, and I was raised bilingually.
What prompted you to go into Ancestry.com?
I was curious about my ethnic background. My brother kept telling me that we had Native American blood, and I was curious to find out if we did or if I did. And that was initially the main reason, but then I knew that I had a half-sister in England, and that was sort of in the background as well, but I never thought I would find her. And I did. She's coming up as my half-sister. And I found Joyce. So I found two siblings, and I have another half-sister in Quebec City, but I knew about her many, many years ago, and we have met. And we're going to see her tomorrow, actually. Joyce and I are driving up to see her in Quebec City, and we're having a reunion.
Who's with you today?
Today, my husband, Thomas Power, is with me.
And what is your name?
Tom Power.
And where are you from, Tom?
I'm from Quebec. I was born in Montreal, raised in Laval West, straight out of Laval West.
Okay. How exciting is this for you?
Well, it is quite exciting actually, because I've never been through anything like this before, and it's very new, and meeting new relatives and new friends is always nice, you know. So it's quite the experience.
Have you seen any change in Sandy since?
Oh, well, before you and your wife arrived, her sister, yeah, there was a lot of anxiety and a lot of angst, and yeah, she was quite excited to meet her sister and to find connections, you know, that they had together, which obviously they do, and they found that, yeah. And finding the two of you as two new friends, you know, it's quite pleasing and quite exciting, I find.
Je suis très heureuse,
She is very happy
OK, d'avoir mes deux demi-sœurs avec moi.
to have her two half-sisters with her.
Deux belles blondes
Two beautiful blondes.
avec une brune. Ben,
Une blanche.
Une
Blanche.
ouais, mais une blonde, une blanche et une brune.
Yeah. Oh, a blonde, a white, and a brunette.
We got that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Bonjour, I'm Sandy. This is my sister Joyce.
Bonjour.
And my sister Joanne.
Bonjour.
Mes deux sœurs, Joyce et Joanne. Et nous sommes à l'île d'Orléans.
À
aujourd'hui,
Sainte-Pétronille.
À Sainte-Pétronille, dans une belle, un beau restaurant dans
La Goéliche.
la Goéliche, OK.
Oui.
Et puis, c'est une belle journée, la température est parfaite. So we're in Île d'Orléans at Sainte-Pétronille, just outside of a really quaint little hotel and restaurant. The day is beautiful, perfect weather, and I'm going to give it to you, Joyce.
It's wonderful that we're together here in Quebec City, and it's a beautiful place to be, and it's beautiful to be here with my sisters, Sandy and Joanne.
Bon, qu'est-ce que tu veux savoir, moi?
He wants to know how you feel about being here.
C'est une journée magnifique. On est en présence de des gens qu'on aime. La vie est belle. Il faut en profiter.
It's a magnificent day. It's a beautiful day. I'm in the presence of people I love, and we have to take advantage of this time together. What do you think this is? C'est fait en quoi, ça?
Je crois que c'est en ligne.
Oh, Joanne thinks it's made of. Well, I think she's right. Let's have a look and see.
Whatever
yes,
you
it's
say,
made
my
of
dear
wool.
sister.
Oh my goodness, isn't it nice?
Very
Guess how
pretty.
much it costs you guys?
Too much.
$215.
Joanne, tell me about your childhood and your upbringing.
C'est la même question que... Oui, OK. Je suis venue au monde ici à Québec.
Joanne was born here in Quebec City.
OK. Ma mère nous a élevés, mon frère et moi, seuls.
My mother raised my brother and me.
On a vécu avec une vie très modeste.
We had a very modest life.
Aujourd'hui, je suis contente d'avoir pu retrouver mes demi-sœurs.
Today I'm
J'aurais
happy.
aimé pouvoir les connaître beaucoup plus jeunes
Today I'm happy to have found my
pour pouvoir
half-sisters.
profiter de beaucoup plus de temps avec eux. OK, j'ai été élevée ici à Québec
So Joanne was born in Quebec City
avec mon frère et ma mère qui nous a élevés seuls.
with my brother and my mother raised us by herself.
Nous vivions une vie très modeste.
We lived a very modest life.
J'aurais beaucoup aimé rencontrer mes demi-sœurs Sandy et Joyce, plus jeunes,
I would have loved to have met my half-sisters Sandy and Joyce younger, at a younger age,
afin de profiter de plus de temps avec eux.
to be able to have profited from more time being with them.
Why did you go to Ancestry.com?
J'ai fait des recherches sur Ancestry par rapport à ma sœur Sandy, que j'ai retrouvée par Facebook, et qu'elle avait d'autres demi-sœurs, et j'ai voulu avoir la certitude d'avoir les mêmes demi-sœurs moi aussi.
So Joanne went on Ancestry because she wanted to be certain that we had the same half-sisters, and she knew that if she did that, it would be a certainty.
Candido, how did you feel about this new dimension of your life?
I am really happy because I can see Joanne happy because she find the sister, and then for me, the sister too. Then I am really very happy with it.
Hello! Nous sommes des sœurs siamoises.
We are Siamese sisters.
We are sisters. Siamese. Wow.
Sing a song. Sing us a
Wait,
song.
what song am I going to sing?
Au clair de
Non, franchement. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut chanter?
Oh, je peux chanter.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Voulez-vous
That's the
coucher
only one I
avec moi?
know.
Say something, ladies. You've got the
We
microphone.
are very, very happy. We have been spending days together. This is the best I've been in a long, long time to be with my sisters. And I hope to have them come and visit us in New York and in Florida and wherever they want to come so we could have more fun together.
I'm in accordance with Joyce, and I'm glad that you guys came to visit us in Green Valley, and I'm hoping that Joanne and Candido will soon come, and I've been very happy to meet Joyce. It's our first time meeting Joyce, and Joanne I've known for about her, and we met 40 years ago, but we lost each other over the years, and Joanne found me on Facebook just recently. So the three of us are reunited, and we're together, the three of us, for the first time. So it's a very happy occasion in our lives. And it's just
Bye. Au revoir.
Au revoir. LA winner.